Dead butt syndrome, DBS, also known as gluteal amnesia, is a condition where the gluteus medius muscle, one of the three major muscles in the buttocks, becomes weak or underactive. This can cause the hip flexors and the lower back muscles to overcompensate, leading to pain and discomfort. Now let's dive into the anatomy, the causes and the treatment in Yogveda Yoga for dead butt syndrome. Let's start with the anatomy. As I mentioned, the first muscle is the gluteus medius. This muscle is located on the outer surface of the pelvic and is crucial for stabilizing the pelvis during walking and running. It helps the hip abduction, which is lifting the leg sideways, so you use this. And it helps also to keep the pelvis in level when you lift one leg off the floor. The second is Gluteus Maximus. Now this is the largest muscle, your buttocks, responsible for hip extension, moving the leg backwards and playing a critical role in posture and movement. The third is your hip flexors, the iliopsoas, located in the front of the hip. These muscles are responsible for lifting the thigh towards your torso. When the glutes become inactive, hip flexors become tight, your psoas, your iliopsoas becomes tight and overactive to compensate. The fourth is quadratus lumborum, a muscle in the lower back that assists the stabilizing of the pelvis and the lower spine. Over-reliance on the quadratus lumborum can occur if the glutes are weak, leading to lower back pain. Now this is very common because you can either have it on one side or the other. If you sit slightly wrong and dip on one side, that side of the QL becomes weak, and that gives a weird pain all the way along your one side, either left or right, depending where it is weak. So in the neck, in the face, you feel a bit numb. It goes all the way till your legs. The quadratus lumborum, the QL, is here from the hip till the rib cage in this space. I'll add a picture for it. Let's go into the causes of the dead butt syndrome. The number one cause for dead butt syndrome is prolonged periods of sitting. Now, anything above 30 minutes is too much. You need to get up and move yourself. When you sit too long, your butt muscle, your glutes, go in a passive stretch, causing them to switch off. And over long periods of time, this causes muscle atrophy, which is the weakness in your glutes. What happens is that your body compensates by overactivating your lower back muscles and your hip flexors. That gives you the tightness of your back and back pain. Lack of activation and movement. Now, you could be a very active person, running, doing sports, doing your gym weights. It doesn't matter, you can still develop dead butt syndrome if you don't activate your glutes when you're doing it. And when that happens, your hamstrings and your quadriceps, they take over if you don't activate your glutes, and then they become tight. The third, imbalance between your hip flexors and extenders. Tight hip flexors from sitting too long or improper stretching can inhibit the glutes. When the hip flexors are tight, the pelvic hip or your pelvis starts to tilt forward like that, because everything is tight here. The ability of your buttock and your gluteus medius, they don't engage properly then, and that gives you again more of your back pain. Weak core and poor posture is a consequence of everything we spoke about. Your core gets weak because your posture is not straight, and when your posture is not straight, your core gets weak. It just goes on giving, and they go on working against each other then. Gluteus muscles, they rely completely on core stability for optimum functioning. So if the core is weak, the glutes may not activate properly. Poor posture, such as excessive anterior pelvic tilt, can also inhibit your glute activation. So this just goes dead. Now you want to be more or less in line for your glutes to be active. Injury or muscle imbalance. Injury in your hip or knee or your lower back leads to compensation patterns where other muscles take over the work of your glutes. And this also leads to dead butt syndrome. What are the symptoms of dead butt syndrome? The first one is the quite obvious one. You have a lower back pain. As the back muscles, they overcompensate, they become strained, leading to pain. The second is hip pain, tightness or discomfort in the hips due to overactivity in the hip flexors. The third is knee pain, since the glutes, they stabilize the pelvis. A weak gluteus medius can lead to imbalances that affect the knees, especially when running or climbing stairs. Reduced mobility and stiffness. Tight hip flexors can lead to decreased flexibility, making certain movements uncomfortable or limited. Weakness in the glutes. Difficulty in exercises or activities that involve the glutes, such as squats, lunges, and climbing stairs. What's the cure and prevention of dead butt syndrome? I've put together a sequence of 11 Yogveda yoga asanas for instant relief, cure, and prevention of dead butt syndrome. The first one is called Baitak. You stand with your legs apart a little more than your hips. So if your legs are straight, this is your hip opening, a little more than your hip opening. Join your hands, stretch your back, stretch your abdomen. Now take the hips back, stretching your glutes. You're sitting down, and then fixing your elbows on the inside of your knees. You're opening your hips. Count 5 seconds. The whole sequence is you're counting 5 seconds and then you're moving on. And then up. So I'll be just going through them and then we'll do everything together. The next one is called Utkatasana, where you stand with your legs together. Same here. You're taking your arms up, your hips back, and stretching your buttocks. You're sitting down as though you would be sitting on a chair. You're counting 5 seconds and up. The third one is a variation of Vrikshasana. You're taking your arms up. You're taking your right leg up, counting 5 seconds, down. Always keep your legs together correctly before you take the second leg up. And then take the left leg up. Same, 5 seconds. After that, you're going towards the wall. If you have a wall, it's good with something like this to hold on. And then you're lifting your leg sideways. You want to activate the gluteus medius here. Counting 5 seconds. Down. Now see the positioning of the foot. Foot straight like this. Again, counting 5 seconds. And down. Then you're doing 2 variations of Virabhadrasana. Virabhadrasana 1 and Virabhadrasana 3. So, your left foot back, right foot forward. Straighten your hips out first. You don't want your hips like this. And then stretch your back, stretch your abdomen. Now when your left leg is back, you need to tighten your left buttock. And here you have a stretch of your right buttock. At the same time, you're stretching your hip flexors of the back leg. Count 5. Up. Buttock tight. Buttock stretching. And up. For Virabhadrasana 3, you're holding the wall. First, make your arms straight. So you have a body angle of 90 degrees. And then take your right leg up, tighten your right buttock. It's the same. Your left buttock is in a stretch. Count 5. 5 is 5 seconds. And down. Then you're lying down on your back. Stretching your arms on the side. Taking your right leg up. And then right leg to the left side. Up. Changing. Left leg up to the right side. Now see that you don't keep the leg on the floor. And up. Then you're taking both your legs up. So 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and then legs to the right. Five seconds. Legs to the left. Five seconds. Up. Now here, you can either keep your hands on the floor, lift your hips, roll the shoulders back, tighten your buttocks and press them up. So total activation of your buttocks. If you can hold your hands together, it's even better. So you can press the shoulder blades together. This gives you more traction to work with. And then right leg up, 5 seconds. Left leg up. And down. The last one, you're standing with your legs apart. The last one, you're standing with your legs apart, holding your elbows, tightening your buttocks and straighten up first, and then release your back, stretch forward. Inhale, come up. Now let's do the whole sequence together. I'll try to speak as little as possible, so it's just come up, come down, or lift the leg, take the leg down. That's it. First, stand with your legs apart, join your hands, take your arms up. Now, if you cannot join your hands, you can keep your hands apart also. Stretch your back, stretch your abdomen, take the hips back. Stretching your buttocks, sit down. Open your hips. Take your arms up. Inhale, come up. Stretch your back. Stretch your abdomen. Take your Stand with your legs together. Take your arms up. Stretch your back. Stretch your abdomen. Stretching your buttocks. Sit down. Inhale, come up. Take your arms down. Inhale, take your arms up. First, tighten your buttocks so you straighten up. Stretch your back, stretch your frontal body, take the right leg up. Take your arms down, take the leg down. Take your arms up, Take your left leg up. Take your arms down. Take the leg down. Come close to the wall. Now, this doesn't matter. Either you can start with your right foot like this or left foot like this, keeping your hands on the wall. Hip straight. Now here you want to work with your gluteus medius. And then change. And down. Now take your left foot back, take your right foot forward, center your hip, make the leg straight, take your arms up. Now here, tighten your left buttock, stretch your abdomen, stretch your back, bend your right knee. Up and change the leg. Center your hip. Now your right buttock is tight, your left buttock is stretching. And up. Come close to the wall. Stretch your arms and then, now don't lift the hip, take the right leg up. Tighten your right buttock. And then change. Tighten your left buttock. Lie down on your back. Stretch your arms on the side. Stretch your legs, take the right leg up, and then take the right leg to the left side. So your medius, psoas. Don't keep the leg on the floor. Up and change, left leg up to the right side. Take the leg up and down. Bend your knees. Take the knees close to you. Now see this, 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Take your knees to the right side. Now don't keep your feet on the floor, because then you lose the stretch of your quadratus lumborum. Change. Take the knees to the left side. Take the legs up. Keep the feet on the floor. You can either keep your hands on the floor, rolling your shoulders back, lifting your hips and tightening your buttocks, or even better, if you can, hold your palms together. This gives you a better grip to work with. And then press your buttocks up, tighten your buttocks. Take your right knee up. Take the leg down. Take the left knee up. Take the knee down. Come down. Stand with your legs apart. Hold your elbows. Tighten your buttocks. First, straighten up, and then stretch forward, release your back, come down. Inhale, come up. And take your arms down. Do this sequence with 5 seconds in each posture, in each asana. And then the next day, gradually increase maybe to 7 or 10 or 15, whatever you feel. Feels good. Because if it's too hard, you cannot hold it. Already the first time, according to the symptoms, what we spoke about, you will feel great, you will feel much better. If it helps you, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and until next time.